What is going on? Welcome to the Sync Producer Spotlight. That intro music you just heard was from Michael Connor. The best elevator music I think I've ever heard. I love that intro. But anyway, welcome everybody. Today I am super excited for our guest. If this is the first time you've ever watched a Sync Producer Hub spotlight, a Sync Producer Spotlight, we're all members of a group called the Sync Producer Hub where we get our music into TV and film. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr. He put this incredible program with all of these courses, his amazing community, all to learn how to get your music into TV and film. So you may have music. If you're a music producer, you're a music creator, it may just be sitting on your hard drive collecting dust. If you just break those out, format them correctly, and send them to the right music libraries, you could have your music featured on all of the top TV shows. But anyway, let's go ahead and bring this person on, Jason Carpenter. And I wrote this in our post in the hub. What's going on, Janelle? Welcome. I wrote this in the post in the hub, and I meant it. Every time he submits music for our Friday Night Live, um, I am always like so impressed, and I'm like, how do I make music like that? He's just one of those people where it's just incredibly impressive. I hope I'm not overselling it. Now he's going to be like, man, what if they don't like my music? But let me go ahead and bring him on, Mr. Jason Carpenter. What's going on?
Hello, world. I'm like, oh, wow. I hope it does. No, that's exactly right. I was like, oh, I hope it
I'm like,
sounds
man, now I'm
good.
hyping it up. And somebody's gonna be like, man, this music ain't no good. No,
Right.
nobody's gonna say that.
Right. Hello. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I hope this
No
live.
worries, no worries. And
Good
Michael Connor's
morning.
in the house. Janie HB, Ray Garcia. So what's up? Brother Truman's in the house. What is going on? Welcome, welcome. Were you in the? Did you go to the Shades of Sync last year?
I did not, but I wanted to so bad. I couldn't get the time off to make it there. But this time, I'm definitely going. I
Oh,
have
okay.
to be there. I
All
have to
right.
be there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I met some of
Yeah.
these people in person. Like I went to go last year, so I was just
Mhm.
curious if you were there too. It's a
Yeah.
big conference. There were a lot of people. You could be there and not run into somebody, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you were there too.
Right. Well, I saw the pictures and I talked to some of the other people that's on the forum, and they had nothing but great things. I'm jealous in a way because from the pictures and everything I read, I said, oh, that was a must needed to be there type of event, and I missed that one. But never again. I promise.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, great.
Yeah.
For if people are probably wondering, like, if somebody's not in the hub, like, what are you talking about? What is the Shades of Sync? Shades of Sync is a conference that we have every fall, where we meet with actual music supervisors, music library owners, creators, and just learn all about what's going on in the industry. Last year, it was all about collaborations and AI. Like that was kind of the main points of topics. It's a great way to meet people face to face and to make those connections and learn what you're doing wrong, right? Like things you could do better to really optimize your chances to make great music and make a little money while you're doing it. All right. So Jason, let's start with you. I Before every Sync Producer Spotlight, I always ask somebody to fill out a form and to give us a little bit about your background. And you've done some impressive things. So I just want to start with, what got you started in music and, what have you done so far and what have you enjoyed most so far?
What got me started is well, I let's see, how do I address that? I started when I was 7, taking piano lessons with my sister, basically just like extracurricular activities, just something to do. Um, I want to play drums, but we'll get to that later. So me and my sister would take lessons. There was a pianist at our church who was teaching, and so we would take lessons. That we had the little book in our hand, and your finger goes here, and every good boy does fine. All the things. So that didn't really. I mean, I could learn, but it was taking me too long to do it, and I found that I was faster because I play by ear. So what I would do is after we're taking our lessons, well, while we were taking our lessons, I let my sister go ahead of me. Now she's more fluent. She's proficient. She can read. She do all those things. So she would play the piano, and I would just sit there and listen to what she was playing. And then when it was my turn, I would just literally play whatever she would play. And that got me. I mean, he caught on after a while. So I don't remember how he found out, but he ended up like putting a sheet of paper, like I would over my hands. And this is when I had to look at my hands to see where the notes go. And he, as soon as he put it over on my hands, fell apart. He was just like, "Oh, you're cheating." Mortified. So he started making me go first, and I had to sit there and try to learn. But anyway, that I like playing. I still play to this day, but in order to get to the piano, there was a drum set. It was like a music school. So the teacher that we were teaching taught piano, but there was another teacher who was playing drums. And whoever was playing drums looked like they were having way more fun. And plus, you know, they had drums at our church, and that drummer looked like he was having so much fun, and all the girls in the choir was talking about how cute he was and this, that, and the other. So I was like, I want to play drums. And so started taking lessons, and went from there. So at age 8 is when I started taking drum lessons, and I've been playing ever since. So
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, they always like the drummer. If you are a woman who's a drummer, you can write your own ticket.
yeah, I know some amazing drummers too. And
Yeah,
cleaning
that's
up.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael Connor had a question. He wanted to know if on YouTube you are just Jay, like JustJaye. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
All right, all right.
Uh-oh. What you see? What you see, Mike? No, that's me. I spell it both ways. But
Okay.
the one with the how you see it right now is how I was spelling, but then it's easier to spell it the Jaye way. But
Okay. All right. Well, everybody
so I don't,
subscribe. I'll probably put the
yeah,
link in the chat here in a minute when we're listening to
sure,
your
sure,
music. I'll look it
sure,
up.
sure,
Yeah, that's
sure,
awesome.
sure.
Now, okay, you're drumming away. Did you play drums in church?
I played drums in church, but
Okay.
I had to wait until the other drummer he left. He graduated and then he moved away. But they wouldn't let me play. My dad was like, "If you're going to play, you're going to take lessons. You're going to do it the right way, versus just playing." So after he left, then I became the church drummer, and then I played. That was from I don't know 10 all the way up until 18 until I left to go to go to Berkeley.
Okay.
But that was some good cutting of the teeth, if you ask me. But big fish, small pond. So when I got to Berkeley, I was just like, oh my goodness, there are levels. There are levels to this. And so I was seeing some amazing drummers, songwriters, singers, the whole nine. It was a wonderful choice that I did not make. And I say that because the choir director at my church told me that I should go to Berkeley. I wanted to go to Jackson State because of the drum line. I wanted to be Sonic Boom of the South. And he was like, "No, you need to go to Berkeley." And he got me a brochure, and then I saw they had 10 recording studios at the time. I was sold. Recording studios? Sign me up. Went to Berkeley, took a tour of the campus, saw amazing people, saw the studio stuff, and I said, yeah, I need to be here. So
That's
thank you.
amazing.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Um, it's I think a lot of the time we underestimate the value of like that that adult in your life that steers you in the right direction when they see your
Hmm.
passion and talent, right?
Hmm.
Like, I'm sure you're extremely grateful that they
Absolutely.
sent you there, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
you could have taken two paths. You may, in the drum line, you could have excelled there and all of that, but you've met all of those amazing, talented people that you made connections with. You
Hmm.
learned what could happen,
Sure.
like where you could take your music, and probably got exposed to a whole new world. So that's
Hmm.
awesome.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, I saw in the form you mentioned you did some singing too. How did you get into like uh, piano, drum, singing? Like, how did you get into the singing
I'm
part of things?
from Gary. Okay, I'm from Gary, Indiana, and it's anyone who knows Gary. It's a small city, but it's a loving city. but it's not a whole lot to do there. And so you're either in church or you're in a band or anything. But the high school I went to was a performing arts high school, so everybody did something. Either you was an actor or you could draw. I was a band major. They had it was all the things. So um I was in a singing group back then, called Adagio. Shout out to Adagio, where we would sing and do a lot of Boys to Men was big then, so we wanted to be the next Boys to Men, and we were singing, and so that's how that happened. I started singing, and then you start doing talent shows, and then people start asking you to do stuff outside of the school, and so I was just singing and playing piano. So I would write all the songs. Like, we would try to do our own uh, originals, and I would do the music for it. And so that's how I ended up going to Berkeley, because I wanted to fine tune that. And yeah, that's how I ended up singing. And then when I got there, all these amazing singers, and so you would have to do all these concerts in the BPC, Berkeley Performing Arts Center, and uh, we was just doing a lot of shows. So I was just trying to perform however I could. That's it. You want me to play drums? I'll play drums. You want me to sing? I'll sing. And that's pretty much how that happened.
That's amazing. Was there ever a point in your life where you were like, you know what? I'm not sure I want to do music.
No, I've always
Just
wanted to
curious.
do music. Yeah, it was either that or nothing. Yeah, yeah.
I had a music teacher once tell me, like, you don't choose music, it chooses you, and it just
Hmm.
seems like it chose you.
Hmm.
Did you ever do, like, back in the day, you brought up Boys to Men, it just reminded me of, like, the magic of Take 6 back in those days.
Oh my
Li
gosh.
Did you ever try to do those jazz harmonies and all of that?
I tried. Emphasis on try. It's just so many. I'm like, are you sure it's just six people? I mean, the harmonies are so complex. So I'll pick a line and then try and go from there. I'm like, okay, I got that line, but it wasn't like we were close, but it wasn't like that's not exactly what I'm hearing. So that's yeah. I we that's most people just try.
No, I gotcha, I
But
gotcha.
yeah, but I love them. They are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gary, Indiana, there was a pretty famous musical family that came from there, right?
I don't know who you're talking about. No. Yeah, yeah. Jackson's. So,
Yeah, all the
yep.
Jackson. I know there's a movie coming out, just kinda reminded me of that where
Oh,
his
it's out
nephew's playing it.
and it's
Oh, it's out
great.
already?
It,
Oh, okay, I
oh
haven't
my
seen it
God,
yet.
it's so good. It's if you're a Michael fan, then you'll love the music alone. So
Alright.
I love it.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So, in the forum, you mentioned you did some background singing for, like, on tours or for major people from time to time. How did you find that opportunity?
Um, just word of mouth. I mean, like I said, just being at Berkeley, you're around other phenomenal musicians and stuff. So sometimes they'll sing and they want to put together a choir or a little ensemble to sing behind artists and stuff. And so I was one of the lucky people, and so we got to sing behind people like LL Cool J and uh, Nina Freelon, Wyclef, Kim Burrell, just a bunch of people, and that was great. That was also another blessing, because you get to see people on that level, and how they move, and how to carry yourself in that type of situation, and that carries you in the real world. I'll say, because that was school. And so after that, I was able to sing some more, like on an actual stage. So yeah, but yeah, you have to you have to know how to carry yourself. You don't want to be that obnoxious guy, or you don't want to get yourself kicked off the gig just as soon as you got on it. So there's there's certain, as with anything, you have to be able to uh, carry yourself a certain way professionally.
Of course,
Yeah.
and that's we'll start talking about sync music in a minute, but that's what I like about making music for TV, films, and things like that is that
Hmm.
it's not about you, it's not about your ego, it's
Exactly.
about telling the story,
Hmm.
it's about, putting together, yeah, basically telling the story and helping them, and everything's in service to the story.
Mhm.
Um, so okay, so you did that, and then like after school, how did you make a living? Was that going on tours and things like that, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, after I graduated, I moved to. Well, there's a few places that we tend to move to, which is going to be New York, Nashville, Atlanta, L.A., and I might be missing one, but I spent 4 years on the East Coast. I knew that I didn't want to be cold anymore, so I went. I chose LA, and once I got here, I still had to do my internship, which was at Interscope Records, and so I was interning there, and I got to see. Yeah, I met a couple of people. Uh, so let's see. There was auditions that needed to that I heard. It was my first. I'm jumping all over the place, but my first act that I got to play for. His name was Ricky Grundy. He's a gospel artist, and so I was just playing drums for him. Who then, in turn, through him, I got to play with Andre Crouch, and then through him, I met Yolanda Adams and Kirk Franklin. So it's kind of like once people who they trust say you're good, then you're good, and then you just have to carry yourself and make good on your skill set. So uh I was able to sing and play, and then once someone sees you in that ensemble, then oh, he might be good for mine. And so you just go down the line. But I started, yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. I started playing for Ricky, and then from there I started trying to get into the pop world. So I went to audition, and then there was a pop act called Jupiter Rising. They were kind of like baby Black Eyed Peas, and so did a couple of music videos, and that didn't really take off how I just thought it would. And so you just audition, you keep playing. I was playing in a church, so that keeps you playing. And then I had to do retail at Banana Republic during the day until I didn't have to do that no more. So eventually I got a tour that worked, which was Edgar Winter, and I've been with him to this day, really. So yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. There's one.
I'm just
There,
rambling.
no, you're good. You're good. There's one
Mm,
mindset thing I want to talk about that seems it's going to
mm,
seem like normal to you, like oh, that's just life. That's just what you do.
sure.
But there are a lot of people in this world who don't show up every day, who aren't
Mhm,
consistent, who aren't
mhm,
reliable, who aren't easy to work with, who has
right.
like some emotional intelligence to understand
Mhm,
where somebody else is coming from, to show like
mhm,
genuine empathy, and like all of those types of things are what helps you get that word of mouth, get those other gigs, get those other people, that you get that good reputation.
mhm.
So big shout out to you. It's probably like, well, you just that's just what you do, but there's a lot of people out there that don't do
Fair enough.
that.
Fair enough.
Now, have you ever because I had a similar um life where I was going from gig to gig and doing that type of thing until
Mhm,
recently.
mhm.
Do you ever reach a point where you're like, I want to stay in one place, I want to live in one house, or maybe you're looking at family, having a family? I don't even know if you have a
Yeah.
family or not. Like, what
Not
are
yet.
those types
Working
of
on it.
goals? Okay, okay.
Yeah, not yet. I definitely want to be able to stay in one place. And I've been blessed to do so
Yeah,
for the most part. But that's usually the next mindset that you go to. You tour, and you're probably gone for 3 to 6 months. It could be a year, but then after that, it's what's next? What's the next gig? So you know, I didn't want to always have to do that. So I was just like, what is something that I could do that I could be at home and I can make money and not have to rely so heavily on touring or the like. And so that's basically how I was. I started getting into sync music because I could play, and I know it's a marathon, so you just have to keep, chugging at it, and then eventually it compounds and compounds, and then you're able to, you know, have a nice little nest egg to sit on. So that's the goal right now. I'm still playing, I'm still touring, but now I'm thinking future when I can't play anymore. And this has been a great opportunity for me, uh, and learning from Clint, the things how to do what to do, and you know people like you and everyone else that's in the forum. Like I've been learning so much, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And so we're going to keep doing that.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah,
great thing about sync.
yeah.
I was talking to Steve Mochel maybe 3 weeks
Steve.
ago, something, or
Hmm.
three sync producer hubs ago, or sync
Hmm.
producer spotlights ago,
Sure.
and he was saying, "Yeah, this is my retirement plan. I'm doing this for old Steve, right? Like that's what we're doing, right? Like you're
Hmm.
being kind to your future self because you're
Yes.
building something that's just going to keep paying you again and again, and
Yes.
it takes a while to snowball, but we'll get there."
We'll get there.
All right. I'm sure everybody. Okay, so I started working with Paint the Noise, right? Like, and you've been working with them as well, which is
Hmm.
another Nate and Steve, and some of them are kind of over there working with them as well. They're
Hmm.
a publishing company that has a direct line to a few TV shows. And you submitted. We had a listening session, and you submitted a trailer track that I want to play right now. I don't even think it needs words. I'm just gonna play this. Are you okay if I play that one
Sure.
first? All
Sure.
right.
That's fine.
All right, let me share my screen. All right, if you're in the chat, if you're listening, hold on to your hats. All right, let me share my screen. We'll share this one. Here we go. All right, also include audio. All right, Jack in the Box trailer. Let's go.
The DJ horn.
DJ Horn, dude, I'm scared, man.
Man, that
That
was
was
fun.
incredible. That was incredible.
Thank
Hold
you.
on, let me
Thank you.
let me stop sharing real quick. How do I stop? Stop sharing. Here we go. All right. Yeah, that blew me away. That was amazing. And you were saying you're doing your best Flares impression. Oh yeah, that's
That.
even, that's even what Michael Connor said.
Shout out to Michael. Yeah, yeah. That actually was that was like a training exercise that we did actually in the sync hub that Clint put on, and this was from, when we do our music reviews, after every one they play a Flares track, and I'm like, who is this Flares and what is he doing? Because he's amazing. It's his sound selection, just the way his creativity at how he, finds the sounds. It's not, you're not necessarily going to find that in a sample pack. Like, he's actually making it. And so I was just like, how could I approach this? That was my thought process. So that was my best impression. I don't know if I nailed it or not, but it was certainly fun to make.
No, you nailed it. You definitely nailed it.
Thank you.
Yeah. What kind of sound design? Like, we want the tea, right? Like, we want the gems. What type of sound, like, tools did you use, or sound libraries, or like that gated effect? Like, how did you do that, or anything you want to share? I'm sure
The
everybody.
gated, I literally just cut pieces out off the grid. That's
okay.
I don't know all the tricks, but I know how to get stuff done. But as far as like the sounds, there's a library from Keep Forest. Like, I buy anything from Keep Forest, I'm buying, because it's like very, very, very good. It's kind of like you just hit a key and something amazing happens. So I just put it in its proper place. But a lot of that was from the Keep Forest libraries, Devastator, or like all of it. I picked stuff from Classic. I just whatever. My money goes to them.
I was gonna say, if I bought everything from Keep Forest, I wouldn't be able to afford food.
Yeah,
don't buy it at once. I think that's the key.
Yeah. You'll be able to use that for a while.
All right. We are not doing a commercial for Keep Forest, but if you want to make trailer music, hey, start there. All right. Awesome. So how did you find Clint, and what got you started with all that?
I found Clint when I was trying to figure out the what's next. So back in the day, I would just, watch YouTube, or whatever. I watched YouTube more than I watched actual television. So YouTube University. But anyway, throughout, however the algorithm works, I found a Clint commercial talking about the producer sync, and I just wanted to be a part of it. It just seemed like, the right way to go, because I'm looking at this man day in and day out. He's making all kind of wonderful music, and he's telling everybody how to get there. Like, from the what is it, road to 10 placements. That was the first thing that I bought, and I read it. And if you just do that, you'll just follow it to the letter. He teaches you how to really get in the door. But I have been following him for a while, like back when he was on the Hackintosh, and
right.
And he's since come up, and I'm still on one. But anyway, that was, I took the courses, and then eventually I was just like, let me take it more seriously, and that's essentially what I did, and I've been following to the letter, and it has been working. Like you said, we're in Paint the Noise, we're in various other production houses, and that's where I'm at. That's ain't
awesome.
no going back.
It's nice when you reach the point where, and I've just recently kind of reached this point where they're asking you for music instead of you shopping your music,
Yeah.
And that's what eventually happens. What got you started into, because we touched on Berkeley and drums and singing and all of that. What got you into the production side of things? Like, when did you start that part?
I actually started that in Berkeley.
Okay.
So my majors was I had two majors. It was music production and engineering, and music business, because I'm thinking, like, I wanted to produce for artists and things like that, so I better know the business. So that's why I took that class. And then music production and engineering, I want all my beats to sound good. I wanted to so that's what I did. I started learning there, and all my fellow classmates who are some phenomenal producers, you learn from them, and you're trading sounds and ideas, and that's basically where it started. But then when I graduated, I moved to LA, And that's when I saw the big boys. You know, I was going into these studios and watching these producers and how they do things, and I'm like, oh, I still have a little bit ways to go. You know, learn these stuff in books and stuff, but when it's time to really get to it, you got to throw that out and just really you're learning right then and there. Like the books is cute, but they don't tell you everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was like an Interscope and places
This
like
was
that?
this is at Interscope. After Interscope. In Interscope, I was just a gopher, mailing packages and that type of thing. But there was a studio on the floor that I was on. So after I've done all my things, I'll just, oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and I'll just walk by and, oh, Jimmy Iovine, what's going on? Are you guys working? That didn't last too long, but but yeah, once I got out of there, my colleagues who are now in the industry, they'll just invite me over, and I'll come over and just watch how people do things, and you pick up little tricks, and eventually it was my turn. So I started finding artists of my own and started producing for them, and you know that's fun, and I still do that, but you know waiting, you don't know when your next check is coming, and so that I needed some more stability, so I have my hand in a lot of fires, and so I was just like, sync, that seems like more where I'm in control. So
Mhm.
I wanted to put more of the power in my hand, not so much as the artist. Oh, I don't feel like doing this today, or I want to go in another direction. No, think I can do it, and it almost there's a home for most of your tracks, even the ones you don't think is good to you. Somebody might think it's phenomenal, and that's I need more of that. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
your last track was phenomenal. I think everybody
Thank you,
agrees.
thank you. I'm still learning. Yeah.
Um, so what are your thoughts on and I know you still like to work with artists but sometimes you're on their timeline and all of that.
Hmm.
Plus, the industry has changed so much over the years, right? There's no physical media that they sell anymore, really. I mean, we're kind of getting back to vinyls, but
Right.
those are mostly sold like at shows or virtual events or, like they're selling merch. And that's kind of how
Hmm.
artists are making their money now because there's
Right.
not really any money in streaming. You got
Right.
like AI music
Oh my gosh.
flooding the streaming, right?
That's
And kind of
yeah.
robbing artists. What are your thoughts on like the future of the industry and how AI might affect it and how sync plays a part? I know that's
Um.
a big question. I don't mean to put you
Yeah.
on the
We're still
spot.
trying to figure it out, but that's when the AI started really kicking in, and um, I got a little shook. I'm not even gonna front because it sounds amazing,
Mhm.
But so I kind of, it's like, well, I want to learn this AI thing. So I kind of took a step back from like really going in to sync to learn AI and how to implement it in my workflow. And so that I'm still currently learning things. So that's kind of where my head is at right now, learning how to incorporate it. And I've learned some things that actually sped up my workflow. I know they're doing stuff with Claude that's kind of uh, like do stuff for you. Like I still don't have a grasp on that, but I mean it's so vast and it's growing so quick that I'm just like, hold on, I'm still learning this, and you're already on over here. But I've learned not to be scared of it, and that's good. And like we're still trying to figure it out, but I know that at least some of the music supervisors that I look for, they're still looking for human, and so that made me feel a lot better. Um, so I do my music and I use AI just a little bit, just maybe to get the idea, and then I'll play it or I'll do something like it, but not it, where it's me. And so in that aspect, that helps me with creativity. Like if I'm in a slump and I can't think of anything, that has helped me with fresh ideas, and then I can go, oh no, I could take this here, and that's been beneficial for me as far as my output. But I don't even know if that answers your question, but
No,
um,
that does. That does.
mm,
So when I first started producing, maybe you were in the same boat. When DAWs were just coming out,
mhm,
and you were sitting down to create, the only inspiration that you really had was like music that already exists or whatever's in your brain.
mhm,
And sometimes I didn't have anything in my brain. So like with AI, at least it gets you started, right? At least
mhm,
you could, like, I don't know, put something down and say, all right, play me a few things that sound like this. It
mhm,
gives you a thought and you're like, ooh, that melody. If I tweak that melody, and
mhm,
it gives you like a good starting place sometimes when you're just
mhm.
like, you're stuck.
Yeah.
So nobody really has any excuse for beat block anymore. Like, sit down and create. That kind of brings up another thing. Clint's always preaching consistency, right?
Mhm,
Consistency always beats inspiration and motivation. Having a schedule, doing it day after day, right?
mhm, mhm,
And if you sit down to create and you need a little inspiration, AI can kind of help you get there, and then you can
mhm.
make it your own from there.
Right.
Yep. Okay, let's play some more music. um,
Let's.
I have I have six of your tracks. We just played Jack in the Box trailer. I'm gonna let you pick the next one because I'm not sure which one to pick. There's futuristic jungle hunt, rice and peas Afro pop,
Um.
warm chocolate and a fireplace, tiptoe dramedy, and
Right.
one with Phil DeRille.
Uh. Whatever. What up, Phil? That's. I don't even know. You play the first one, I guess.
The first one, all right.
Yeah.
Futuristic jungle hunt. Let's
Yeah.
go. All right, let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Here, there, share. All right, here we go. Woo! Damn.
That's
Oh
funny.
man, that was incredible. Hold on, let me
Thank you.
bring the chat up real quick. I'm sure you're. Yep, this is hitting. Let's play all that. Let's play all the fire emojis. Here we go. We got fire. There we go. This is nuts. You're a beast.
Oh my.
Mind blowing. There we go. All right. Michael Connor wants to know what brass you used on that, if you happen to remember.
I don't remember, but I
Probably
use a
Deep
lot.
Forest.
I wish. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I wish I could tell you. I don't remember. It's probably Cinebrass, honestly. Something from
Okay.
Cinebrass.
All right.
Yeah,
Cinebrass, maybe. All
yeah.
right.
I'll,
um.
I'll inbox you.
All right. All right. What I love about your production is, and this can only come from years of study in music, is that you know how to create moments and you don't overproduce. Like, you know which instruments, when to play which instruments, when to have breaks, when to have
Mhm,
pauses. You
mhm.
use silence sometimes as a weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do sometimes in the sync world you can get caught up in the volume of music that you're making because you have all these demands, and you know the more tracks you make, the more money you can make, right?
Mhm,
But there's a lot of competition as well. So if you take more time with your tracks and make them higher quality than other people, really create those moments, take your time to edit it, cut out, some of the extra noises that might be happening that get in the way of having those moments and things like
mhm,
that. Take your
mhm,
time, um, put that extra effort in. You'll get faster at that, right? But um, you can't skip that. Otherwise, your music's just going to blend in with everybody else's. So I think you've done an amazing job at that, and that's probably why you have so many placements so far.
mm. Thank you. Thank you. I use a lot of templates actually. So, and then it's also I'm big on sounds. So I'm always buying sounds or trading sounds, or if you have great sounds to work with, that cuts your time like in half instead of trying to, what they say, polish a turd. But if it's already great sounds, then that's, you're really just putting it in, in the spaces that it's supposed to go. So if I had any type of advice, just if you can invest in great sounds, then that would, you know help tremendously. But that's all I really done. And then, I have a drum background, so that's it's gonna be rhythmic. That's just what makes my heart sing. But um yeah, I templates and having great sounds, that's my name of the game. And it helps your speed.
How do you balance your gear acquisition syndrome with your budget?
I am still working on that. And but I haven't bought a lot lately, even though I am, it's time to get a new laptop. But other than that, um, I've been collecting since, college, freshman year. So a lot of the sounds, drum wise, it hasn't really changed. So at this point now, I'm just buying something that I don't have sonically. So if there's a guitar plug-in or something that I don't have, if I need to do, I don't know, flamenco or whatever, then I'll probably invest in that, and that's it. But I have enough sense. If you have Omnisphere or something like that, you're pretty covered on sense. And so now it's just buying little ear candies. That's what I like to do to fill in the gap, and then rock it till the wheels fall off. Like, yeah, we do have a habit of gas and just buying it just because it's new. But 9 times out of 10, I bet you have a sound that sounds like it already in your library that you already have. You might
Yeah,
have to
and
tweak it a little bit, but if it's something that doesn't take you 5 minutes to tweak or something, then I think you're good. I think you're good.
no, I think that's a great approach. Like, buy the sounds that you need for the music that they're asking for.
Hmm.
Like, that's
Yeah,
pretty much it. That's kind of what I'm doing now.
and put it in categories so you can get to it quick. That's
Yeah,
I've spent a lot of there are some days that I'll just do categories. That's it. I'm not making no music today. I'm saying, here's my 80s kit. This is what everything I need to make an 80s record. This is what I need to make a 70s record. Or, I'm putting all my guitars in its folder. So you don't have to look, because a lot of us, at least for me, in the beginning, I spent a lot of time just trying to find a sound, to the point where I forgot what I was trying to do.
yeah.
And better luck tomorrow. So that's I didn't want to do that anymore. So categories, I do it by genre, I do it by like year, like 60s, 70s, 80s, that type of thing. and then I just do instruments. But however, whatever makes sense to you, however you want to categorize your instruments, that's just do it that makes sense. Do it in a way that makes sense to you, where you can get to it quick.
Hey,
Yeah.
and I'm sure, like, what dog do you use?
I my main dog is Logic.
Logic.
Yeah,
If there's not already, I bet there's an AI integration that will do that for you.
that would be amazing. I haven't
Like,
found it, but that would be amazing.
ask Clint. I bet Clint's got
Right,
something. He's like, oh,
right.
I trained my Claude to, do this and
Exactly,
that.
exactly. Which is why I'm trying to learn this stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, AI is in a funny place right now. Like, works half
Mhm,
the time, and then the other times you're just like arguing with it and trying to get it to do things that it just
mhm.
can't do yet. But
Right.
you live and you learn, and you keep doing it. All right,
Mhm.
so let's play one more. I know Michael Connor wanted to listen to Rice and Peas. Is that one all right with you?
That's fine.
All right. Let me share real quick. Give me one sec. Okay, sharing the screen. Rice and Peas. Let's go. Let's go. Is that a is that a
Yeah,
is that a below deck one?
that is a below deck one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That was it made the cut. Nice.
That is me and my wife's favorite show. So you nailed the brief if like I know what show that's perfect.
Right. Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
What's some of your like placements you're most proud of?
Uh, the first one, it was one I did for CSI. That was my very first placement. So that just let me know that it can be done. So that's probably my proudest because it was the first. I'm like, oh, this is working. So yeah,
Was that after Road to 10 placements about
that
like
was that. Yes. Well,
yeah?
no. I'm sorry. No, that was before. But how I got that one was actually I'm sorry. No, it was, but in a different way. It was
Okay.
Road to 10 placements. Yes, I was already implementing that, but that particular one, um, the music supervisor happened to go to my church. And so he was working on the show, and I was just like, I have music, and I typically I don't try to do that kind of thing. I just play my drums, I go home. But I was like, you know what? It's time to put my foot out there. And I told him what I did. So I used some of the tips. It's just that I did it in person. Hello, my name is blah blah blah. This is what I do. And it helped that he already kind of knew me, but that just because you know me doesn't mean that your music's good. And it has to be the in the format. You know, it has to have the button at the end and everything. So I formatted it the way it was supposed to go, gave it to him, and he was like, "Oh, this is perfect." So that made it easier for the following tracks to do. So I learned format from Clint versus just handing a track and like make it fit. So I don't know if it would have gone off so seamlessly without knowing that, because I came from producer, verse, chorus. I'm not thinking about buttons. I'm just trying to, is the track hot?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a slightly different format when it comes to sync, and I had to learn that. But
Well,
that's
congratulations
my
on
favorite.
that first one. That's
Yeah,
amazing. And
yeah,
you kind of touched on a one thing. Um, some of us, and I think a lot of people are like this, are hesitant to approach people because we don't want to bother them. We don't want to be that guy that's trying to sell them something or something like that.
right.
But you shouldn't do that because you are like you have talent, you have music, they have a need for music, right? Like you're
Mhm.
you're offering a solution to a problem they may have, and you're getting your name out there, and you may want to make a human connection first, but you probably already knew the guy pretty well, or at least was an acquaintance and had conversations about other things first, right? So
Mhm.
you're using your
Right,
emotional intelligence there. But
right,
I think, like, sometimes we stop ourselves from big opportunities because we don't wanna bother people.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, go bother people. Like,
Mhm.
shout it. Like, "This is what I do. I do it great. If you need it, I'm your guy." Right?
Right.
And I think approaching people in person is even more important now in the world of everybody's on their phone. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah,
those face-to-face human connections,
yeah,
matter a lot more. So,
yeah.
I'm glad that you did that, and I'm glad you got your first placement. How's it been since then? Like, have you got more placements? Like, how's
Yeah,
it
it's been good.
gone?
I've done the CSI was my first one, then America's Top Model when that was running. Got a couple on there.
Mhm.
And then Below Deck, that's what I'm doing now, and the various shows from there. But it's been good. It's been uh steady, you know,
Right.
like when it hits, it hits, but you don't get it if you don't play. So you don't win if you don't play. So you have to be consistent. So that's basically what I've been doing now. I just been writing and submitting. And a lot of the times you'll it's on the show I didn't even know till I get the statement. So
What pro are you with?
ASCAP.
ASCAP. Yeah,
I
me
was
too, me
ASCAP.
too.
Yeah, yeah. So but just being consistent and believing in your craft, and knowing how to talk to people like people, not like what can you do for me, talk
Yeah,
like humans, like and that can get you a long way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
What's like your do you have like a set weekly schedule or a routine or certain amount of music you try to create, or you doing any of that?
I just create. I try, because I'm touring, or because I generally play on the weekends. I try to treat it like a 9 to 5. So when my wife goes to work, I come into the studio. So from 9 to 5, I'm playing, I'm working, I'm doing something, and then after that, I'm done. I try to treat it like anybody else would treat their job, but that's typically it. Monday through Friday, I'm creating something, or I'm organizing something, or Monday is emails and answering people, and then Tuesday I'm creating.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's what it takes.
Tuesday
It
on.
takes consistency. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 You mean you're not just sitting on the couch eating chips?
No, but look, some days I need to do that. Just not often, but you might need a break, and that's okay to take. But get back to it. Get
That
back
is
to it.
true.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do need a break. Sometimes
Yeah.
your body and your brain says, "Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We gotta stop for a minute."
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah. Yeah. But even if it's a break, it's not really a break for me. Because let's say I am sitting on the couch eating chips. when the commercial comes on, I'm like, oh, that sounds like this plugin, or that sounds like, that, like I could do that. Okay, what did he do, or what did she do? Like I'm still hearing music. I might not be creating it, but I'm always studying. So even if you do take that break where you're not playing, you can still learn. There's still something out there for you to grasp. At least for me, that's
No, it's true. And they say
yeah.
like when you do your mundane tasks, if your mind has been wrestling with a problem, that's
Yeah.
when your subconscious just like figures it out for you.
Hmm.
So like mowing the lawn, doing dishes, or is it something where you don't have to think and you don't have any TV playing or anything
Right.
in the shower or whatever? Like those
Yeah.
are when your like best ideas will come.
It's when I'm driving.
When you're driving,
I
yeah.
tend to drive with the radio off, which
Oh,
is
okay.
hilarious. But yeah, that's the one place I don't want to hear anything. And I get my best ideas, and I'll sing into a voice recorder, or humming drum patterns or something like that. But yeah,
I gotcha.
that's where I get my creativity in my car.
Yeah, I use my car as my school. Like, I'm always playing how YouTube University? That's when I'm
Hmm.
driving to work. 'Cause that's not my 9 to 5, right? So,
Yeah,
like, when I'm
yeah,
driving to work, that's what I
yeah,
do.
yeah. I may do that. I may do that if anything.
Nah, but
Yeah,
then your great ideas aren't gonna come. I say you keep
right.
doing what you're doing.
Well, but if I'm listening, it's a tutorial on something. Like if I'm doing a long trip somewhere, like 3 hour drive or something like that on a
Oh,
corporate, then I might do that. But
alright, there you go.
but
There you
yeah,
go.
otherwise silence.
Alright.
Drives my wife crazy.
So, any exciting things for the future, or do you have any big plans or anything you're excited about?
I just want to keep creating. My dream is to land a placement on a theme song like that. That would be my dream placement. Just let
Yeah.
me get a Friends or a Seinfeld or something like that. Then 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 I'm good. That's my goal. But other than that, I just want to keep enjoying music, playing and meeting people, and touring when I can, and I'll be happy. I'm happy. I'm simple.
Alright. Alright. Hey, that's perfect.
Mhm.
So, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let people know that might be watching this that aren't in the hub and they don't know anything about the hub. I'm gonna give a little spiel. While I'm doing that, if you could think of parting words, like your best advice, what you feel like if somebody's out there and they're like, I've thought about putting my music on TV and film, but I don't know where to start, and just maybe some of your best advice for them. So, if you're watching this for the first time, we're all part of a community called the Sync Producer Hub. It's run by Anthony Clint Jr. He's put together, we talked about the Road to 10 Placements. That's the course that gives you the nuts and bolts of how to get your music formatted correctly, the right duration, the right mix, how to get your playlist set up, what to say to the music supervisors, how to um, reach out to 5 a day, how to track it, like as everything that you need if you want to get your music into TV and film, everything that you need to get started. But even more than that, there's a ton of other courses in there as well, like mixing, how to AI. There's like 3 or 4 courses just about AI and how to leverage that. Extra bonus videos, like a ton of stuff. But what I found the most valuable after learning all of that stuff is the community, because they keep you going. You keep learning about people's wins. Sometimes you have a win and you don't recognize it. Right, like that's what I love about the community is where
Mhm.
you need those little wins along the way to keep you going, and the community is great for that. So if you're interested, there's a link in the description. Click it out, click on it, check it out, and see if it's right for you. All right, Jason, just Jay, drop us
you
some gems. What are your
you nailed
parting
it.
words? Yeah.
That's come to the hub. That's where a lot of great people are. You'll learn a lot, and give back as well. It's a wonderful, positive place, and people they're uplifting. So if you don't, even if it's not all the way there, like the people on the hub will tell you, well, maybe if you try this, or like they'll give you, uh, words of wisdom, tidbits that oh, maybe I didn't think about it like that. So it's I would recommend joining, and you'll see us there. But also consistency is key. Just don't quit. you can't win if you don't play. So you just consistency, believe in what you're doing, and if it's not there, you have a plethora of people that can help get you there. And yeah, just keep at it.
All right. Amazing
Mm,
words, amazing
mm,
music,
mm.
amazing talent. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank
Uh,
you.
no worries. And we will,
Mhm.
everybody else, we will see you in the next Sync Producer Spotlight. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but we'll find out later. Thanks again for your time. We really appreciate it.
No problem.